Who are you inspired by?
The people around me in my life. And that starts first and foremost with Rose, who's my partner, and Edith, my new little daughter. Even just yesterday I got home and she knows how to sit up now. I think that's amazing. One chap that I've been watching a lot of lately has been Ben Horowitz, who's the venture capitalist from Andreessen Horowitz. I've watched a lot of Eric Schmidt stuff, who at that time was the CEO of Google. Jan Stewart, who's one person that inspires me, is a friend of mine. Her and Ross Hill talk about it as being not a retreat, so we kind of had this concept to meditate or to be mindful. You have to retreat to a place and kind of go separate from the world. And I think the thing that I really like about all of those people I've named is that they kind of advance, they proactively kind of reach into the world to find that mindfulness. And so that's what I find inspiring.
What's the best piece of advice you've been given?
One was a chap whose name is Bill Horman. Bill was immensely ambitious, but also he was immensely ambitious to just do a good job where he was then. And he kind of just trusted that the progression thing would take care of itself. And now here he was, sort of one of the very connected people in Melbourne and whatever else, but he come from very humble beginnings.
When you're in flow, so when you're doing something you love and just time passes by, that sort of thing, what are you doing?
I'm in flow when I talk to people. It's probably when I am in flow, I think. I actually find problem solving not tough, but I need to be talking to somebody to do it. And that's kind of when I'm in flow. So I actually think now, like, I'm much more rigged to be in flow in meetings or in interactions with people or discussing things on stage. Weirdly, I do a fair bit more public speaking than I used to, and I actually find that a really flow-inducing state for me. I find it quite relaxing. Weirdly, on stage you get very quick feedback, and I think that's what it is for me. I think I'm in flow when I get feedback very quickly, and the fastest feedback you can get is when you're talking to someone and you're seeing on their face whether they're with you or not.
If you could do any job in the world, what would it be?
Bicycle courier. I don't know. I just find it alluring. Just this idea that it's just sort of you on the bike and just very simple task-based, like point to point, take this from here to there, go there as fast as you can.
What would you like to learn?
So many things. I'd love to learn to play the violin. I'd love to learn to be a barista. I am learning how to cook, so I'm kind of constantly trying to figure out how to cook better and eat better. And
who are your favourite musical artists?
one of them we share, but I never know how to pronounce his name. Ludovico Einaudi. So he's amazing. I listen to him a lot. I use Spotify, so I have this list on Spotify that I share with Eddie Harron, who's a good friend of mine, and we call it the Last of the Mohicans, hashtag LOTM playlist, the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack playlist, which is just, we have this joke that soundtrack's pretty epic, and we listen to just epic soundtracks. That's kind of what I do. That's the music I enjoy listening to, rightly or wrongly.
If you had a free weekend, what would you do?
Sounds funny, but just finding the horizon is a weird thing. Like when I have spare time, I'll head to Bronte, which is this amazing beach near me, or somewhere where things sort of slow down a little bit, and you can just kind of see that, get an appreciation for the bigger picture.
What does success mean to you?
I think that changes, and I think it has changed a lot. There's a number of different ways I'm ambitious, and I think that's where you have to start with success. Like, I think I'm an ambitious person. It's being a good father, it's being a good partner, and partner with Rose. It's supporting people. I think for me, success is oftentimes very relationship based, very people based, rather than outcome or objective based. But I'm weirdly yet still kind of really focused by objectives and outcomes.
If you were watching these videos of people, what question would you like them to answer?
I think ambition is that big thing, and it's not an ambition ambition is a really important, really, really important thing, and I don't think we think about it enough in that way. People talk a lot about objectives or outcomes or things like that, or career or anything like that. I think true ambition is a lot deeper. It's like, who do you want to be as a person, and where do you want to go, and why is it that you want to be like that? I don't know how I'd ask that question. One of the questions that I don't ask enough, but I think for someone like you who's doing this kind of series now, I think it's a really good question to ask, is like, who are the other people I should talk to?